everyone, my name is Lily and welcome back to my channel. So, this beanie that I'm wearing is a merchandise piece from Boyce. Cameron was an actor who passed away in his sleep at 20 years old from a seizure, and I loved him so much. He was 5 months older than me only. I'm going to be 20 soon, and his parents said it was an ongoing condition and that he suffered from a seizure, but today it was officially announced that Cameron had epilepsy. So, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about Cameron, because he was such an amazing soul. So, Cameron, like Boyce, was in the acting industry from when he was so young, from 11 years old. He was in movies like Eagle Eye and Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. His very first, let's say, official media appearance was in a Panic at the Disco music video, which I will link down below for you to watch. And he was also a dancer. He had his own breakdancing crew since he was very young, which was called X Mob, and all of them were his friends, and it was great. I guess he became popular around the time when he appeared in Jessie, a Disney Channel TV show, which went on for 4 seasons, and considering that usually Disney Channel shows don't last more than 3 seasons, this was everything. He was playing the character Luke Ross, the sporty, dancing, and happy character, and it was great. And the show got picked up, and it has a spin-off which is called Punked, and he appeared in a few episodes too, guest starring. He also has appeared in Descendants, the franchise. So, Descendants was written by Cassandra Clare, and it was adapted into 2 movies, Descendants and then Descendants 2, in which he played the role of Carlos, who is Cruella de Vil's son. And then the 3rd movie of Descendants was dated to premiere August 2nd, 2019, which is in a month. But he passed away 2 days ago, and it's so sad to say. Let me explain what a seizure is to you first, because he had epilepsy and epilepsy triggers seizures. So, a seizure is a sudden, uncontrolled electrical disturbance in the brain. It can cause changes in your behavior, movements, or feelings, and levels of consciousness. And if a person has 2 or more seizures, or a tendency of seizures, means that the person has epilepsy. I don't think Cameron was diagnosed young, because he had a dancing group and they performed a lot and they took part in a lot of competitions, so if he had seizures, I don't think he would be able to do that. But I'm not going to say just my opinions here. It has not yet been officially said of when he was diagnosed, and of course I really want to know, but I'll talk about that later. There are many types, and most seizure disorders can be controlled by medication. So I am taking medication for seizures. I do have epilepsy, and here are the symptoms. So the most important symptoms, I'd say, is temporary confusion, staring gaze. So when you're just staring at something and you're not moving, because from inside you're stuck, you can't move. And I've had that, and I felt that. And then jerky movements of the arms and legs, or loss of consciousness or awareness, and emotional symptoms, which are fear, anxiety, or deja vu. So there are types of seizures, as I said. Some of them are focal seizures, which are the result from abnormal electrical activity in one area of your brain. Focal seizures can occur with or without loss of consciousness. Focal seizures can be with impaired awareness, where you realize what's going on, and focal seizures without loss of consciousness, where you're awake. Generalized seizures, which is another type of seizures, can appear to involve all areas of the brain and are called generalized because it's a general thing. The whole brain is involved. And some types of generalized seizures are absence seizures, which are known as small seizures, occur in children and are characterized by staring into space, body movements such as eye blinking or lip smacking. These seizures may occur in clusters and cause a brief loss of awareness. Tonic seizures, which can cause stiffening of your muscles, which is what I have. These seizures usually affect muscles in your back, arms, and legs, and may cause you to fall on the ground. And tonic seizures also affect stiffness, so of course your muscles stiff up, and that's the way tonic seizures are. And since they do, you fall on the ground, and you're not able to hold yourself, and you're just stiff. So if you fall on your back and no one catches you, can hurt your head very badly. I cut my head once. I was lucky, it was not too deep. I got stitches. So atonic seizures, also known as drop seizures, cause a lot of muscle control, which may cause you suddenly collapse or fall down. Clonic seizures, which are associated with repeated or rhythmic jerking muscle movements. These seizures usually affect the neck, face, and arms. Myoclonic seizures, which usually appear as a sudden brief jerks or twitches of your arms and legs. And the tonic-clonic seizures. So I said what a tonic seizure is, I said what a clonic seizure is. Now, tonic-clonic seizures are also known as grand mal seizures, are most dramatic, let's say, type of epileptic seizures, and can cause an abrupt loss of consciousness, body stiffening and shaking, and sometimes loss of bladder control or biting your tongue. So those are the types of seizures that can happen. Some causes can be a high fever, lack of sleep, which in my case hasn't happened yet, or a fever, low blood sodium, as in hyponatremia, which can happen with diuretic therapy, medications such certain painkillers or smoking session therapies that lower seizure threshold, head trauma that causes an area of bleeding in the brain, which is what happened to me. A stroke can also affect a person to have epilepsy. A brain tumor, illegal or recreational drugs such as amphetamine or cocaine, alcohol abuse during times of withdrawal or extreme intoxication. But obviously with seizures there are certain things that people can't do, which I am thinking of making a video about that. Tell me in the comments down below. There are complications, which one of them is falling, because if you fall during a seizure, you can injure your head or break a bone. Drowning, which if you're swimming in the pool or bathing and you have a seizure, especially the pool, you literally can drown, which is such a bad thing. I used to go to the pool and swim a lot, and I took classes too. And I've never been to the beach or the ocean, so I only swam in pools until I was diagnosed, and now I can go to pools. Car accidents, a seizure that causes either loss of awareness of control, that can be dangerous if you're driving a car or operating other equipment. A friend of mine told me a story that she had a seizure while driving and she got hurt. She's okay now, and I'll link her Instagram down below. She also tries to raise awareness about epilepsy, so go check it out. Pregnancy complications. So the girl that I just told you about also has kids, and it's amazing, and I like her so much. Her name is Sharon. And there's also another friend of mine, her name is Diana. I'll link her Instagram also down below, so go check it out too. They raise awareness about epilepsy awareness. And they both have kids, and it's so amazing, but they both also have taught me that natural birth is practically impossible. And then we can't do anything about it, because if you have a seizure while giving birth, that's one of the worst things, and it can harm the baby and the mom and possibly other people, who knows, and it's dangerous. Also, emotional health issues, which people with seizures are more likely to have psychological problems such as depression and anxiety. Problems may be a result of difficulties dealing with the condition itself, as well as medication side effects. So I take carbamazepine as medication, 800 milligrams a day, and I wouldn't say that I have depression. I've definitely had anxiety, and it happens, yes, but I'm here to raise awareness about it and talk about it, and I'm living my life and I'm okay, so that means that it's not that bad. Of course, there are conditions, and I was lucky. My epilepsy is very, very easy, let's say, type, and it doesn't have too many complications. I'm glad, but that also means a lot of other things, and my medication has caused side effects with, like, I don't get as hungry as I used to. From what I know, most of the medication for epilepsy causes that, where you just are not hungry anymore. And I have changed medication already, and before carbamazepine I used Depakine, and it didn't really help, so changed, and I'm glad that I am 17 months seizure free right now. So that's all the information about seizures in general, but now I'm going to talk about SUDEP. So Cameron, whose beanie I'm wearing right now, and this is his signature, and this little water drop symbolizes the Thirst Project, which he partnered with and worked with a lot of charity stuff and raised money for making clear water for places that aren't able to get it, and I'm so proud to have this because the money went to a great cause. So SUDEP is also said to be sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. So I don't know what else I can say about it. Literally just sudden death in epilepsy, and it's sad, but it's a thing. So SUDEP is no other cause of death is found when an autopsy is done. Each year, about 1 in 1,000 people with epilepsy die from SUDEP, and it's a huge cause of death in people with uncontrolled seizures. So if you have uncontrolled seizures, the best thing to do in this case is to try to control them. You can't do anything else. There is no medication to get rid of SUDEP exactly. So a person with epilepsy is often found dead in bed and doesn't appear to have had a convulsive seizure, which is exactly what happened with Cameron. I have to say, his roommate, Karen Brar, who is his best friend, and he lived with him, found him dead in bed. Over 1/3 of the time, there's witnessed seizure or signs of recent seizure close to the time of death. They're often found lying face down. No one is sure about the cause of death in SUDEP, and it may differ between cases. Some researchers think that seizures causes an irregular heart rhythm, which causes the heart to stop. And breathing difficulties also can happen. So that is SUDEP, and it's very dangerous in cases of epilepsy, and that is what Cameron had. And sadly, at 20 years old, he is no longer with us. He was such a light in my life, and he was an amazing person. So this video is mainly to educate about seizures and raise awareness about epilepsy and SUDEP. If you have questions about seizures or anything else regarding epilepsy, you can comment down below. Please don't attack Cameron's friends or family any time off social media, because I've noticed some things that people do, and yeah, people have been attacking them. Go follow my Instagram, which is at Epilepsy Change, if you want to know more about me. And you can also go to my other YouTube channel and to my other Instagram, go to my Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. I don't want to do much of a plugging because this is a very sad video, and I wanted to talk about education about seizures a lot, but I didn't have a reason. Now I did, and I decided to talk about it, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if this was too boring of a video, but it's a serious video, and I wasn't gonna laugh about it or anything. I'm paying my respects to Cameron's family. I love Victor, Libby, and Maya so much. And I will see you next Wednesday. Goodbye.